Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Pink Panther. And this movie came out in 1963, directed by Blake Edwards, who I believe directed all of the Pink Panther live action ones, except for the ones with Steve Martin in them. The only other movie that I've seen for him that I've reviewed on my channel is Breakfast at Tiffany's. This movie was very nostalgic for me. I've seen a decent amount of these Pink Panther movies. I can't remember exactly which ones I've seen. I'm pretty sure I've seen A Shot in the Dark and Return of the Pink Panther and Revenge of the Pink Panther. But for the rest of them, I'm not sure which ones I've seen or not. But this movie was very nostalgic for me, and the opening credits scene was basically just Pink Panther animation, and all that was fun. And I love the Pink Panther theme. It's very catchy and memorable, and everyone knows it, and I like it a lot. They use it a lot in the movie, and I don't think it drags the movie down. And there are things about this movie that I could classify as predictable, and I could see where things were going. But the only thing that I didn't remember about this movie was the ending, how it all concluded. And that part really surprised me and really stood out to me. And that's really what I'm going to remember this movie for, is the ending and how it concludes. And the rest of the movie is decent. It's a nice, lighthearted fun where basically everyone but Clouseau is trying to steal the Pink Panther diamond. And it's very funny. The movie also has a nice energy to it. It knows what it wants to be, and it just goes with it. And the physical comedy in this movie I love. And it's pretty much, in a way, like something that you would see in a silent movie for like physical comedy. And that stuff I really liked. I thought it was really fun to look at. And it was just like great visual gags. And I do have to mention Peter Sellers was really great in this movie. And he's very entertaining. And he brings so much to this movie. And without him, this movie would not work, I feel. And everyone else was good in it too. Don't get me wrong, but Peter Sellers, I don't see anyone else playing Clouseau better than him. And one thing that you do have to keep in mind if you're going to watch this movie is that this movie is basically just watching a live-action cartoon on screen, and even the tone is like that. And if that's something that's going to turn you off or just not going to be something that's up your alley, then I don't think you're going to like this movie. But if that's something that you like, then go for it. Watch this movie. You're going to have so much fun, I feel, at least. And I did have some issues with it. My biggest issue with this movie is that I do think it's too long for what it is. And I feel as though if this movie were just an hour and a half, 90 minutes, I think it would have worked a lot better, because there were points where I was starting to feel the runtime, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm really feeling this, if the runtime is justified for this movie, because there were points where I was kind of bored and just wanting the movie to just move along. Let's move along. And eventually we would get to some physical comedy, and that really worked for me. And I was like, that's pretty funny. And the dialogue scenes didn't really do a whole lot for me. Not that they were poorly handled, but they just weren't like anything interesting to me personally. In terms of how this movie's shot, there's nothing that really stood out to me, aside from like a couple long takes, and that's about it. Like, nothing stood out to me as bad in terms of how the movie was presented visually, for the most part. It's just that there's nothing that I can really point out and say, yeah, that was a great looking shot, and that really stuck with me, like some of my favorite movies do that. And I do have to mention that this is a film that has multiple storylines going on in it, because there's quite a few characters in this movie. But it doesn't really get dragged down by that too much. I do feel as though that kind of adds to the humor when you think about what the plot of the movie is, like just retrospectively or looking back on it, whatever you want to say. That I do feel helps the movie out. And that's about all I have to say about The Pink Panther from 1963. It was good. I liked it. And if you want to check it out, it's currently on Max. That's how I watched it. I would watch this movie again at some point. I had fun. I had a good time. And I can see just about anyone else enjoying this movie. So check it out if this looks interesting to you. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Pink Panther a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of The Pink Panther, and my social media links, it will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Nosferatu, the new one from 2024, last year, directed by Robert Eggers. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.